Hello, today we are talking all about emotional resilience. How the hell do you develop emotional resilience when you want to achieve a big goal? And what actually happens when you're wanting to achieve a big goal in your body and your mind, what's normal to expect, so that you're equipped with the tools to continue to move through it and not retreat back. So, first and foremost, what is emotional resilience? Emotional resilience, I've come to learn it this way, is when we want to achieve a big goal in business, we want a quantum leap, when we want to achieve things we've never achieved before, we're going to feel things in our body, different things in our body. And we have a choice in those moments where we either choose to go, I cannot navigate how I'm feeling, so I'm going to retreat back to not achieving the goal, or I'm learning to implement the tools that I'm going to teach you in this to be able to continue to move towards my goal even when I'm feeling all of this stuff. So what happens is when we want to achieve a really big goal in business, so in this case, let's say you want to double your revenue this month. You don't just go, I want to double my revenue and then it happens immediately. What has to occur is when you want to double your revenue, all of the shit that comes up, like the limiting beliefs, the fear, the self-doubt, the powerlessness that you've been playing on repeat in the background, the habits that you're in, which has gotten you to where you are, need to shift in order for you to double your revenue. And it's always in those moments that people choose to quit. And I'm telling you now, choose it in that moment for it to be the reason you keep going, because it will never last forever. So what I would suggest is, let's say you want to double your revenue in a month and you put it all down and you get all excited. You're like, it's similar to when you start a business. You're like, cool, I'm going to do this. I'm totally going to do this. This is amazing. This is fun. This is exciting. And then you start to take those little steps towards it. And then all of a sudden, the fear comes up, all the emotions come up, the chaos in your brain and chaos in your body. And you're just like, holy crap, this is a lot. How do I do this? I don't know if I can do this. Then we play these stories on of, I can't do this. This is too hard. Who am I to think I can do this? I'm just going to stop. If I just stop, it'll just go away. But what happens is when you want to double your revenue, when you want to hit 1 million, when you want to hit 2 million and above, you need to be able to be the person who can withstand change and be the person who chooses calm amongst the chaos. The reason for this is when you want to grow your revenue, you also need to grow. If you do not grow, your revenue will not grow. The way you grow is by feeling the emotions of what's coming up, without adding story on story on story of why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You're just processing an emotion. So emotional resilience and emotional intelligence is being able to go, oh, I'm feeling fear. Okay, what do I need in this moment? And then allowing the fear to be processed. It takes 90 seconds for us to feel an emotion. But it's when we feel that emotion of fear, then we feel the guilt that we're feeling the fear. Then we feel the sadness about the guilt, about the fear. Then we feel the anxiety about feeling the guilt, about feeling the sadness, about feeling the fear. That we're not actually properly processing it because we're adding story on story on story. When you grow your business, you grow. The way you grow is by letting go of the stories, changing the habits and changing the patterns that has gotten you to where you are. The way to change the patterns and change the habits and to remove all the stuff you no longer need to get to that next level is by choosing something different. And by choosing something different in this context, you choose to feel your emotion instead of think of your emotion. The way to feel an emotion is to be in your body and let it be felt. The way you do that is recognizing how you're feeling and asking yourself, what do I need right now? A practice that I do that's really helpful is I just take deep breaths. I do what's called box breathing. So you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you repeat that over and over and over again until you feel calmer. Because when you're feeling a new emotion or something you're not used to, everything feels heightened. And it's when everything feels heightened that we move out of our body into our minds. And when we're in our mind playing over the stories, playing over the excuses, the procrastinations, the reasons we shouldn't do this, the reason this isn't going to work, you're stuck in your head and you can't change the habits in your body. The way to change the habits in your body is to just feel the emotion. So we're going to go a level deeper here, so stay with me. And this is coming from somebody who was so scared to feel her emotions. I tried everything under the sun in order to not feel my emotions to grow my business. It wasn't until I lent into this work that everything started to grow and change, and I started to feel a lot better within myself. My anxiety stopped, and I actually was able to hold and feel and process emotions and take action steps, and things shifted and quantum leaped for me really quickly because I allowed myself just to feel what was going on. So we are all made up of energy. Atoms is 99% energy, and we are made up of atoms. An emotion is energy in motion. Money is energy. When you want money to flow, things need to flow. So when you want more money to come into your life and it's not, that's a telltale sign that you've stopped your emotions flowing. And to flow with your emotions means to process them. So get out of your head and get into your body. You can do this through yoga. You can do this through working out, through going for a run, through meditation, through EFT tapping. You can do this through screaming into a pillow if you're feeling angry. You can do this through crying if you're feeling sad. You can do this through laughing. You want to be able to be in your body so you can feel and process the emotion. When women, we receive through feeling safe. When we feel safe in our bodies, we allow more money to come in. We allow more clients to come in. We allow more ideas to come. When we don't feel safe in our bodies, we don't allow this to flow. The reason we don't feel safe in our bodies is because we feel unsafe having an emotion. Because we've been taught that to feel something is not okay. So did your parents ever say to you, stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about? Stop doing this, I'll give you this instead. You're making too much noise, be quiet. You're such a drama queen. If you go back to the lesson on on our subconscious beliefs, all of this is instilled in the background. So our nervous system has been wired that it's not safe to feel emotions. But you have to feel an emotion in order to achieve and receive more money continuously and hold it over and over and over again. So it starts by you having emotional resilience in order to hold space for yourself when an emotion arises. And it's literally as simple, sounds simple, but in practice it can take a little while to get good at. But what I want you to do is next time you're feeling a big emotion, and you'll know you're feeling a big emotion because your body will be reacting like this. Sometimes it comes out as physical pain. Our brains will have a lot going on, like, I've got to do this, but I've got to do this, but I've got to do this. And you're always trying to find an external way to stop what's happening internally. Because our internal world is a representation of our external world. So when you're noticing yourself trying to look at everything else to fix it, you just need to go inwards and feel it. That's all it is. Stop looking externally to fix it. Go inwards to feel it. So when an emotion comes up and it's big and you have those reactions, one way you can do it is just to close your eyes and just go, what am I feeling? And breathe into it. Where am I feeling this in my body? And then wherever you're feeling it into your body, just put your attention there. That's you processing it because you're actually looking at it. It's when you're trying to fix all these other things that you're not actually allowing it to be processed. It's the same as if a child walked into your life and they were crying. You wouldn't just say, I don't have time for this, go away. You would stop what you were doing, you would open your arms and you would hold them until they stopped crying, until they felt safe to tell you what was going on. It's the same. You need to do the same thing for yourself. So next time you have an emotion, you're feeling something, close your eyes, take a deep breath and just go, where am I feeling this in my body? And then if you're feeling it in your chest, just breathe deep into your chest. Put your focus and attention there. That's you actually welcoming it in. When you welcome it in, you're welcoming the energy, which means you're welcoming the money in. Just welcome it in. There's other ways you can do EFT tapping. Go back to the video that I did on EFT tapping. That will help. If you walk in nature, it's going to help calm your nervous system. You're wanting to get into your body and out of your mind. Because the longer you're in your mind, the longer you're not processing that emotion. And this was one of the hardest things it took me to figure out. I was like, okay, how do I fix this? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be the best at fixing this emotion. It's going to be great. But it wasn't until it just didn't work. And I was like, what the hell? That I just let myself become a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit more open. And I now, anytime I'm feeling something that I know I need to process, I'll sit on my bed, take some deep breaths, and I'll check in my body and go, what am I feeling? What's going on? And then I just let it come up. Sometimes it's laughter. Sometimes I feel a bit of disgust in my stomach. Sometimes I feel anger. Sometimes I feel fear in my chest. And I just let it come up. And then when I feel complete, I'll then write everything out that's come up. Because what's happening is when you want to achieve a big goal, you want to double your revenue, you want to get to 1 million, you want to get to 2 million, everything that will not get you there has to come up. And this is in terms of your emotions, your limiting beliefs. This is in terms of the systems that you've got in your business that need to change. So I call it the chaos. It's in the oh shit zone. You're in the oh shit zone, which is maybe this person doesn't work out who's in your team. It's because they were never going to help you get to the next level. So things start to have to break down to build to the next level. And the things that start being shifted is all of a sudden you're going to have an angry fight with a partner, for example, because anger needs to be processed that's still stuck in your body that's not going to get you to the next level. You might watch the saddest movie that just makes you want to cry. Just cry. Don't add the stories of why you're crying and why you're angry and all of this. Just feel it. And I find it really helpful when I say a mantra as I'm feeling these emotions. Otherwise, my brain will want to tell me a new story. And I'll just ask myself, am I aware? Or I'll just go, just breathe. Just breathe. So as I'm crying, I'll go, just breathe. Just breathe. So then I'm teaching myself that it's safe to feel emotions. When it's safe to receive and process an emotion, you feel safe receiving money, spending money, holding money. It is the same thing. Money is a relationship and you dictate how that relationship goes. If money's not showing up in your life, it's because you're not showing up for yourself in your life. And the way you show up is by noticing how you're feeling, not trying to fix it. A feeling doesn't have to be fixed, it has to be felt. So you just feel it and let it be processed. So know that it's perfectly normal for shit to hit the fan when you want to achieve something new, because they're just things you get to release, to move through, to change and shift in order to up level. So as emotions are coming, process them. Scream if you're angry, cry if you're sad, run if you're anxious. There's also EFT you can do, breathing, meditation, dancing, moving. You want to be in your body to process this. And the woman who can be in these emotions and process them is also the woman who's able to double, triple, quadruple her revenue continuously, because she's not pushing it away anymore, she's welcoming it. So as you're processing it, and for example, if you want to do what I do and I just sit on my bed and I just go, where am I feeling this in my body? And I just notice the tension in my body and I just breathe into that and expand it. Feel it getting bigger. And then afterwards, I'll just journal out what's going on. And then all these limiting beliefs will come up. So because I've processed the emotion, I can now go through the stories that are playing on that I want to shift. So it'll be like, I'm always a failure. Well, is this ultimately true? Well, no, it's not ultimately true. What do I want to be more true? That I'm learning to succeed, that failure is a part of success. And then I move up the emotional scale of that topic. So I want you to know that you have got this. You can do this. This is deep work that takes courage to allow yourself just to welcome it in. When I first started, something that really helped me was just imagining this emotion was my child and just welcoming them in, because that's what I would do. I wouldn't push it away. I would hold him. I would cuddle him and hold him and just go, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. And I'd just let him feel what he was feeling. And then I'd go, do you want to play? And then we'd play. So another beautiful mantra you can say while you're processing this emotion is, I am safe to feel this. I'm safe to feel this. You've got this. Go process them emotions. You're not doing it wrong. You're not behind. You're amazing. I'll see you in the next video.